That's why, to finish that last part up, I'm going to just, because this is just true, when I go deep into my heart with this kind of stuff, right? Deeper stuff just comes to you naturally. And so, if they're important to share, to put it out there on the system in a sound mic this way, rather than just experiencing it in my own, it's not like it's the privacy of your heart, because the rest of the light actually can see. It's like being a child and realizing you're not alone. So therefore, um, you're under observation by others. You naturally are, because you're a surveillance camera. Your eyeballs are. So that's actually how you, as processing that with a simple calculator, you're actually measuring, future, past, back to the future, is whether or not there is a future in that. And you can measure actually everything that is there on the lifespan of your universe by the sum of its interchangeable parts that are taking place, that you become aware of the change rate, the rate of change that's taking place in the direction that it's going in. Does it have a future? Does it not have a future? And what kind of future does it have? And how does that relate specifically to having free will, which is a free spirit? When the spirit is free, the energy is free. It would be, I call myself like a swimmer, because I love to swim in the ocean, right? So that's, I mean, your spirit is going with the flow, right in with the currents you're tuned into. So the spirit is the musician that knows. It's like knowing what waves to catch. Hey, catch this wave. So if you're a seed giver, you obviously want to be hooked up with a girl. Because if you know that you're a powerful seed giver, like you feel like there's a God in you that's a creator being, then you want to pass that seed on to a girl's lab. And hopefully you know one girl's lab from another girl's lab. Okay, as to the evolution of consciousness, or the soul spiritual journey that they've taken, or whatever pathway they've taken to experience whatever they learned being on that pathway, being self-aware of what they're aware of. So that's why, as a child, it was easy for me to just realize when you're an independent unit of energy, but by the same token, you know that wherever you find love, you'll find us. You already know that's a lot of energy. So you're with all the spirits that are in that energy. Exactly. So you know there are powerful spirits, there are smaller spirits. So we all work together as spirits. That's how we build the universe together, is being in harmony with each other. We're all going with the flow. It's like knowing the train to be on, the real engine, the one that really drives the accelerator of the universe. It's in love with itself because it's on fire to create. And either you experience that or you don't. And that's really the defining thing I learned more than anything else while I was here, actually, is what you're learning, who you're learning it through, by observation. What has a future, what doesn't have a future, because if you don't know the difference, if you're not measuring your own future, okay, then you're not managing your energy very well, right? Because you know that love energy is protection energy. That's the energy that we create with. So when you realize as a child you're in a place that's not experiencing that energy here, then you realize that energy was under assault. So you bring your energy in here to raise it back up in vibration, so that more beings that are alive and living in nature are experiencing more love. So now you know the direction that the energy is moving in, towards the future. So you know that kind of energy has a future. Love energy will always have a future. It's the one that goes on forever. Because it lights more beings that are self-aware, that have gotten on the right pathway to realize in spirit, the spirits to follow. Because that's where you find independence and freedom. So in other words, a spiritual temple, is a temple of freedom. That spirit is the teacher for that soul. So you don't mess with another spirit. He's a teacher. okay, teaching a soul. So, light, spirit that is in living eternal light is the most powerful teacher, because you're going to learn from the light first and foremost. So when you know that you're with the light and you're intelligent enough to realize you're on the right side automatically, because that's what you're experiencing, you already know without having to think about it. That's the most powerful energy. That's the engine of creation. I am with the engine of creation. That's how I came to be. So I'm sticking with that. I'm not ever going to lose that connection. That's the most powerful energy. You want to be with the most powerful engine. And that's not very hard for a child to know that, or teach that, or show the proof of that by evidence, by the way that energy works, just by observation alone. Or what I call the experience of it. What does it feel like? What does the energy feel like? You wouldn't be moving it. You wouldn't be able to experience one experience to the next without energy making it happen. So what are we experiencing? So, now we're back into insane asylums and being what it means to be sane. Or, if you will, have some level of intelligence that's higher in the universe that's trying to protect itself or make it go, if you will, accelerate it in the right direction, so that you know that everyone's got a future. So now it's all about the others. Yeah, because you already know your future. So you already know that you're eternally blessed, because you know the eternal aspect of the energy that you are, which you already know that is eternal, because you decided to hang out with the most powerful accelerator. So that means you're in the best of company. So you realize when you're down, there are other spirits to help you, because they realize you're out on the front line on a battle line. Okay? Because these are energy wars in spirit. Spirit is energy. So that's why I'm eternally grateful for those that are here, that I know they're powerful spirits. It's a spiritual journey with a spiritual teacher. So it's fun when you are a student first. And that makes it actually easy, because it's impossible to know everything. And even if you knew as much as there was to know at any one point in now time, that's way too much energy.